Welcome back to MMA Al Dente. I am the guy who picked Will Brooks to defeat Nick Lentz. And I'm here to talk about Tom Aspinall versus Sergei Pavlovich. Tom Aspinall is 30 years old, 13 and 3 is a pro, and he's giving up, well, he's got 2 inches of height, but giving up 6 inches of reach to 31-year-old Pavlovich, who is 18 and 1 as a pro. And this is for the undisputed heavyweight championship. Sergei was supposed to be the backup fighter for Jones versus Stipe, so he's been training for this. And Tom Aspinall has not been, but he got the phone call after Jones pulled out, and now I guess he's replacing Stipe technically, but he's doing so on a few weeks' notice here. Having said that, I still think he's going to make weight with no issues, considering it's heavyweight, and I also think cardio may not be the biggest factor in this one. Although, then again, Jelton Almeida versus Derek Lewis went 5 rounds, so what the fuck. Tom Aspinall, 13 and 3, 10 wins via knockout, 3 wins via submission. We've seen a good amount of them in the UFC, submitting Andrei Arlovsky via rear naked choke and Alexander Volkov with a straight armbar, knocking out Marcin Tybura, Sergey Spivak, Alan Bordeaux, and Jake Collier. He's a lightweight at Tom Aspinall that somehow weighs 200 and whatever pounds. 50? I don't know. He's gigantic, and he moves around like he's not gigantic. Tom Aspinall's incredibly athletic, and as with a lot of great athletes, he is incredibly versatile, really taking to fighting everywhere. Good striker, and as I mentioned, good grappler. Really imposing guy. He's got 3 losses. He's got 1 loss, really. One of his losses is to Curtis Blades. In 30 seconds, he was injured, or 10 seconds, really. It's like it never happened. 1 loss was a disqualification, a legal knee, or whatever. I don't know. Didn't even look into it. And the 1 legit loss is to this guy, Stuart Austin, who was just more experienced than him. One of Tom's earlier fights, and Tom was heel hooked. He was taken down and controlled early in round 1. In round 2, he started stuffing takedowns and pounding Stuart Austin. It looked like he was about to turn the tide in like a Heath Herring sort of a way. And while he was pounding him, going for the TKO, and he came very close, he left himself open. This guy, Stuart Austin, laced a leg and heel hooked him. Sounds like your typical Sergei Pavlovich type of win. So Aspinall better watch out for that. I'm joking there. Sergei Pavlovich is not Mr. Heel Hook. I think if Tom Aspinall finds himself in that spot against Stuart Austin, he's going to walk away with a TKO victory. But that is the one way Aspinall has lost. It's important for me to mention it. And now let me get into the way that Sergei Pavlovich lost. He lost his 1 fight to Andrei Arlovsky, Alistair Overeem. Same guy, pretty much. That, tried and tested veteran, incredibly good striker, good everywhere, Alistair Overeem, and he mauled him on the ground, tripped him, and mauled him. Sergei Pavlovich kind of looked like a turtle once he was put on his back, to be frank. And it's not like he's some stranger to grappling, even though he gets every one of his wins by smashing your face in. But here he was not comfortable on his back with a guy like Alistair Overeem on top of him. Overeem got him on top of him, stood over him, and pounded him. And that was the end of the fight. That was also his debut, I believe. But that was a very tough matchup under any circumstances, but especially for your UFC debut. And since then, he's gone on to erase that memory completely by knocking out some really good fighters. Everybody he's fought, he's TKO'd or knocked out. Mo Green from The Godfather, got him right between the eyes. Shamil Abdurakhimov, Derek Lewis, Tai Tuivasa, and Curtis Blades. Curtis Blades, he put away in his last one. That was incredibly impressive. Sergei Pavlovich, he's one of those guys where I don't think and he won't get a lot of credit for anything but his power, and his power is the dominant, factor in every one of his fights generally. But I think he's going to be a tougher guy to take down than most people would predict, and I'm sure Tom Aspinall is banking on. Sergei Pavlovich, he's heavy hipped. He's going to be the bigger man, I believe, as far as weight goes. He can be slow, sits down on everything. I expect Tom Aspinall to be much faster, but Sergei Pavlovich, he's a strong guy. I think, he's going to be able to, he's going to anticipate the takedowns coming, and he's going to be ready to dig with underhooks and keep this fight standing. I think if he does get underhooks on Tom Aspinall, he's big and strong and whatever, but he's going to be a little bit lighter and smaller. I think he's going to lose that physicality battle if these two tie up. And on the outside, look, Tom Aspinall, it's not like he's caught dead. He's in trouble if he can't take down Sergei Pavlovich. If he can't take him down, it's still anyone's fight. But I favor Pavlovich there. Neither guy has shown a weak chin or anything, any real weakness on the feet. But Sergei Pavlovich, I say, has shown he hits harder. He's just got the harder single punch, and he doesn't throw single punches either. He throws in combination, in bursts, and it's all very well timed. Guy that, like I said, he doesn't move well at all compared to Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall is much better with his timing and whatever. He's got the movement and timing of a fucking lightweight. But Sergei Pavlovich is one of those deceptively fast guys he's not fast, but he's not so slow. And he's going to be a tough guy to wrangle, and I think he's definitely going to hit harder. And my prediction is Sergei Pavlovich wins this fight. I think Tom Aspinall is the more versatile fighter. He's got a lot more ways to win, but I think Sergei takes away a lot of those ways to win, keeps this fight standing, and gets the better of him. That's my prediction. I think Tom Aspinall looks good early on, but Sergei Pavlovich fights his fight and eventually catches him. I think he corners him, TKOs him at the end of round 1, and if not, round 2. That's my prediction. Of course, if it went the other way, I would still expect it to end early. If Tom Aspinall is able to go through him with grappling, I expect it to be early. And if Tom Aspinall does knock him out as well, I expect it to be early. So I like the under at under even 1.5 rounds. That sucks, but minus 215, I threw a sprinkle on it. And for Sergei Pavlovich, his knockout wins and his knockout props in rounds 1 and 2 are my bets, plus 260 and plus 650. Again, he's got 3 decision wins. It's not like it's impossible for him to fight longer than 1 and 2. But the guy's got so much power. And Tom Aspinall, no signs of a weak chin at all. Little hittable, in my opinion. Curtis Blades was lighting him up for the 3 seconds that they fought. But look, I'm aware Sergei Pavlovich doesn't have the speed of Curtis Blades, but Sergei Pavlovich figured him out pretty quickly. And I think Sergei Pavlovich is going to sit down on everything he throws, and eventually power is going to crack Tom Aspinall, and Sergei wins this fight. Sergei Pavlovich by knockout is the pick. Like, share, subscribe, all that horse shit. Check out my other videos.